This generation of veterans that has been through so much, that has spent over a decade at war, has everything to be the next greatest generation. They're highly adaptable. They are disciplined. They have leadership skills. The veterans have potential to be the civic leaders of tomorrow. But yet we have this barrier, and that is this lack of understanding of the higher education landscape. Warrior Scholar Project is an all-inclusive, highly immersive, incredibly intensive academic boot camp to help veterans transition into higher education.
Right after high school, I didn't really have a plan back then. I didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do with my life, and then I had to be honest with myself about it, that I wasn't ready to go to college. I joined the Navy as a means of trying to find out who I was, while at the same time doing something that's honorable, knowing that I'm doing something to represent something more than myself.
There's a glass ceiling that exists amongst enlisted service members where, the longer you stay in, the more you sort of pigeonhole yourself into believing that you're only capable of doing a certain number of things. Higher education is a way to close that gap, but it also, I think, provides an opportunity to see what else is out there.
I'll be a first-generation college student. Both my parents didn't finish college. My sister didn't finish college, and I feel like I was given a GI Bill, which is a tool to use, and I feel like I'd be doing a discredit to other veterans, to other military members if I didn't use it.
One of the wonderful benefits of being a veteran and transitioning out of the service is that they have this GI Bill, and it's a tremendous asset. But one of the things that we don't do very well is translate for our enlisted folks the doors that can be opened with that GI Bill. The post-9/11 GI Bill is a $12 billion a year outlay. $12 billion. 40% of that is winding up in the hands of diploma mill type schools. These schools have notoriously low graduation rates at 15% or lower. And in too many cases, they've burned up their GI Bill.
I haven't been to school in 7 or 8 years. That was the last time I took any academic courses. It's a whole different concept to me, so I'm basically having to reteach myself how to go about school.
It's almost like in the military, you have somebody holding your hand to get in, but you have no one holding your hand to get out. Especially if you do want to pursue education, it's almost like no one has the answers.
A big part of our focus in our Warrior Scholar Project curriculum is to build academic confidence and just cultural confidence.
It gives you kind of a foothold to start your education career. It's kind of like an academic boot camp to get you revved up and be on a more even level with students that you're going to be with.
Our program definitely gives our folks a deep dive into what it would be like at a top-tier college, at Harvard University, at the University of Southern California, at Yale University.
I heard about Warrior Scholar Project through one of the transition programs, and I got so excited. I showed my dad the email once I got accepted. I was like, I'm going to Yale.
There definitely was an intimidation factor showing up to Yale University. It's one of the most prestigious schools in the world, and I'm just a guy that went to community college. So stepping onto that campus was, it was very intimidating. The first week of Warrior Scholar Project was not easy at all.
So let's start with the Declaration. By the way, how many had read the Declaration before?
The content of the program, we have that first week of liberal arts and humanities, and then we add a second week, and that's focused on STEM education, so that when they get into that classroom for the first time, it's not so scary. They're participating in these seminars that are led by some of the best minds in the country.
It leveled out the playing field for me. One of the reasons I never wanted to even think about going to college is because I always just thought that I couldn't go. Because I didn't have any of the intelligence or the skills or anything like that. And the Warrior Scholar Project showed me that I do. and it showed me how to use them. So it completely, I never would have thought about going to University of California, Berkeley if it hadn't been for the Warrior Scholar Project.
I was, if you want me to be very truthful, I was like a 1.6 GPA in high school, and I'm not proud of that, but I'm proud now. I have a 3.7. You know, I get A's and B's. I'm working hard, and I'm looking at Ivy League schools like Princeton and Brown, things that wouldn't even cross my mind.
By the end of the week, I had fallen in love with Georgetown, and I'd fallen in love with the atmosphere of academia. And fortunately, through WSP, they helped me meet the people I needed to meet, and I actually got into Georgetown fall of 2017.
I said, hey, why just go get a degree in psychology? You know, there's so much more possibilities out there. I can become a psychiatrist. You know, I can go to med school. And so I tacked on a second major of chemistry and did a minor in philosophy because most of the curriculum of the Warrior Scholar Project fired me up so much.
After 6 years of the Warrior Scholar Project, we realized that we needed to reach our enlisted veterans earlier. So we've developed this community college outreach initiative to reach an active duty service member who still has that full GI Bill, to encourage them right now to start thinking about what they're going to do beyond community college. What is overwhelmingly clear is that these top schools, whether it's a Brown or a Princeton or a Georgetown or a Notre Dame, they are begging for veterans to come in as undergraduates because they bring so many assets into that classroom. They bring so much to the campus that will then help the broader population.
So far, it has been a blast. It hasn't just been about academics, how to be a student, but really how to do more.
I really want to study psychology,
Information technology,
Public relations,
Astronomy,
Pathology,
English,
History,
aerospace engineering,
Eventually, I want to be a doctor.
Teacher,
lawyer,
neurosurgeon.
Veterans already have it. You already have all that good stuff. Now you just got to learn how to use it for something different.